Never has tension between coworkers come with such high stakes. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 actors who refused to shoot scenes together.
Hey, Dom.
Hey, Hobbs.
I got a job in Berlin, and I need a favor, brother.
No problem. I'll grab the team and meet you in Berlin.
Thanks, man. I'll see you soon.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at troubled film and television productions where two actors refuse to shoot a scene or multiple scenes together. Note that if the actors flat out refuse to appear in the same production, they won't be considered. Number 10, Wesley Snipes and the supporting cast, Blade Trinity. When you've got a successful franchise to your name, it can go to your head.
Do I pass the audition?
Rookies.
For Blade Trinity, Wesley Snipes was given support in the form of Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds as Night Stalkers Abigail Whistler and Hannibal King. It would appear, however, that Snipes wasn't too keen on these additions, or for that matter, the script, the director, or the overall story. Horror stories from set abound, but most notable is the fact that Snipes often had his stand-in do everything but the close-ups, leaving the supporting cast to pick up the slack. He also allegedly referred to Reynolds simply as, quote, that cracker.
Okay, first off, that's just rude. Second, I'm pretty sure we saved your ass back there.
Number 9, Lindsay Lohan and Charlie Sheen, Scary Movie 5.
Let's just make this quick. I have a court hearing in the morning.
Judge Henderson?
Considering the man's well-documented sexual history and self-professed drug use, we can't really blame Lindsay Lohan for not wanting to film a kiss with her co-star Charlie Sheen. Although, it's not like her personal history is without cause for concern.
Sorry, it's my sobriety monitor. Ow!
Sorry. Ankle tracking bracelet.
Apparently, the driving fear that had Lohan nervous about puckering up was cold sores, and even a legal notice from her and Sheen declaring themselves to respectively be cold sore free wasn't enough to put her mind at ease. In the end, the scene was reworked. Considering the wild antics of their in-film sex tape, the kiss wasn't exactly missed. Number 8, Alyssa Milano and Shannen Doherty, Charmed.
If others knew, we wouldn't be able to do what we do anymore.
They might have played siblings on TV for years, but by the end of the third season, their working relationship had soured. That's when Doherty's Prue Halliwell was killed off to be replaced by a new half-sister, played by Rose McGowan. Doherty had a reputation for being difficult to work with from her time on Beverly Hills 90210, and this reputation seemingly followed her onto the Supernatural series. Reportedly, the two often wouldn't talk unless the cameras were rolling. A mediator was even brought in, but to no avail. It got to the point where one of them had to go.
Blood to blood, I summon thee. Blood to blood, return to me.
Number 7, Emma Watson and Channing Tatum, This Is the End. Emma Watson and Channing Tatum both have relatively small cameo roles in this film, but it seems, however, that we could have gotten more Watson.
Life is like a box of chocolates, no?
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with it.
You never know what you're gonna get.
After making a notable in-film exit from the house she was sharing with the film's stars, Watson apparently made another all-too-real departure, this time from the set, when she got a glimpse of the film's climactic scene, which involved Tatum being on a leash in nothing but a thong, dancing.
Channing, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, guys?
In the context of the scene, which discussed cannibalism and sexual slavery, it all proved too much for Watson to film as originally intended.
I love him.
Number 6, Julianna Margulies and Archie Panjabi, The Good Wife.
Can you look?
No.
No? What do you mean no?
Well, you represent the plaintiff. You don't work for the firm.
This hit CBS series was blessed with some serious talent. Unfortunately, it seems that their off-camera personalities were no less formidable, and that series lead Julianna Margulies did not play well with Archie Panjabi. The latter's in-house investigator, Kalinda Sharma, was eventually written out of the show in season 6. But even before that, despite Panjabi's prominent role, the two hadn't shared a scene together since the middle of season 4. The specifics remain unclear, but apparently the two actors simply could not work together. Their final scene together was actually filmed separately using a split screen. Yikes.
I wish we had the chance to do it over again.
Number 5, Naya Rivera and Michele. Glee. This long-running hit musical series had its fair share of dramatic storylines, but they usually had a happy ending.
You are short, you are awful, and that is never gonna change.
Unfortunately, it seems that for the drama taking place behind the scenes, no amount of singing could bring about a peaceful resolution between these two young stars.
Guys, we're in a band. We have to practice.
Kurt, I would think that you would understand all of the emotional stress that I'm under right now, and I need you guys to just be a little supportive.
The characters that Naya Rivera and Michele played might have been friends, and the actors might have started off the same, but their relationship soured to the point that they stopped speaking. Eventually, Rivera's character Santana Lopez, despite having gone from supporting cast to series regular, began to get written out of episodes. Number 4. Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel, The Fate of the Furious. Did you notice anything strange about the 8th Fast and the Furious movie? Like a lack of interaction between Dwayne Johnson's Luke Hobb and Vin Diesel's Dominic Toretto, perhaps?
A hell of a job, brother. When we get back to the base, beer's on me.
Considering these two were the top-billed actors and easily the franchise's heaviest hitters, that's a bit of an odd creative choice. But Johnson and Diesel apparently do not work well together. In fact, they've gone on record acknowledging that they can't stand each other.
You good?
I'll see you when it's done.
According to The Rock, they managed to avoid filming so much as a single scene together. And unfortunately, the on-set beef shows in the finished product.
And I want to thank you all for never turning your back on me.
Number 3. Denzel Washington and Julia Roberts, The Pelican Brief. Denzel Washington is a man of principles. When he says he's not willing to shoot a particular scene, he means it.
How do you know how to Sister Mary?
You're not the only one that does research.
Despite being an A-lister with countless roles to his name, he has managed to rarely, if ever, kiss a white woman on screen. The reasoning? He's apparently incredibly devoted to his black female fan base, whom he feels are far too rarely represented as the subject of sexual desire. Doing his own small part to combat this injustice of representation, when the script for The Pelican Brief called for him to kiss co-star Julia Roberts, he flat out refused and had the scene cut.
Look at me. I want you to leave.
Number 2. Lena Headey and Jerome Flynn, Game of Thrones.
You can have my room.
Oh, there's a clever man.
Considering how many plot lines are playing out simultaneously, and the jaw-dropping number of notable characters who populated the world of George R.R. Martin, chances are you didn't even notice these two never share scenes.
You're just a soldier, aren't you? You take your orders and you carry on. I suppose it makes sense. Your older brother was trained to lead and you were trained to follow.
It could have been a simple coincidence, but in reality, this is an intentional production choice. It seems that the talents behind Queen Cersei and the ambitious sellsword Bronn, Lena Headey and Jerome Flynn, had an off-camera romance years back.
Nothing like a woman after a fight.
According to insiders, it clearly did not end on good terms, as the two apparently are not on speaking terms, and won't even appear in the same room together.
I would never ask it of you. You would never agree to it, and if you did, I would trust you even less than I do now.
Number 1. Julia Roberts and Nick Nolte, I Love Trouble.
Bon voyage.
Julia Roberts might have been the one to get turned down while shooting The Pelican Brief, but this time it was her turn to express disinterest in her co-star.
I'm sorry, where'd you say you're from? Bitchville?
While filming this ill-received rom-com, Roberts and Nolte, the romantic leads, seemingly could not stand each other. Roberts famously called Nolte, quote, disgusting, and the worst actor she'd ever worked with.
Look, all I'm trying to say is that if you'd been in town any longer, I'm sure we would have met. And had I seen you, we would have.
Nolte, for his part, said that Roberts was, quote, not a nice person. As a result of their dislike for one another, stand-ins were used as often as possible, with various scenes being filmed separately. Unsurprisingly, the lack of chemistry translated to the big screen.
Was I hearing things, or did you call me a second-rate novelist?
I was kidding. I never even read your book. I'm sure it's quite brilliant.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.